Alrighty, fellas. Good morning, good morning. My name is Patrouski. Welcome to another PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, discussion, news, and everything happening within PokeMMO. Today is the beginning of day 9, I believe. Arguably day 10. I count the first day as day 0. But to be fair, usually I count the first day as day 0 because they release events usually around 6 p.m. ET my time. This year it released at like 11 a.m. or something like that. So it was kind of early in the day, which gave us basically a full day of gameplay. But there was also some missing clock on the timer. There's a lot of hip hop and habaloo about like the timing of the event and stuff like that. And like honestly, it's kind of crazy. There's only 4 days and 6 hours left in the event. You're only gonna have like 2 days to do Shaymin. Once all of the raids are like, it's gonna take another 36 hours, I think, something like that, for all the raids to be out. That's kind of crazy, unless I miscounted or mistimed it. You're only going to have about 2 days to do the Shaymin raid, which I think is, and to do all the Zodiac Trainer tablets. I think is kind of shocking. I'd be happy to see an extension, but that's neither. I'm no developer. That's neither here nor there. Let's jump into our daily news for today. The catch events of PokeMMO. This is the Altaria catch events happening today, so I'm not going to cover the details for the stream recap. I'm sorry it's already passed, but it's important for anybody watching today. There is a gift Altaria up for grabs, non-shiny, so I think less people will come to this event due to the fact that it is, number one, during an event, and number two, a non-shiny prize. And that means for people like me, Ironman accounts, we want to go to this event. If you're an Ironman account, make sure to prioritize these events, because less players, in my opinion, will come to them, making it less competitive, making it more viable for you to win some RP reward points as an Ironman, which is really important. Imagine winning some RP right now as an Ironman account and being able to buy like the Musketeer hat before it leaves the shop. Like, that would be really crazy. So it'd be really cool to see. Next up, this event is still coming. This is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of weekend, boys. It is a very busy weekend when it comes to catch events. There's literally every single day on the weekend. This is on Saturday the 28th of February at noon ET, Route 45 in Jono. You can catch Teddiursa, Gligar, Skarmory, Geodude for the species bonuses on screen. There is no nature bonus, and then you have a chance to win a shiny Teddiursa. I've talked about this event ad nauseum, but it's a really good shiny prize. Teddiursa is an amazing utility Pokemon, amazingly powerful, like can do Payday, Sweet Scent, Pickup, Honey Gather, Earthquake. Like, you can be an Ursaring PvP Pokemon. You can win yourself some free reward points. You can do a ton of things with a shiny Teddiursa. There's a lot of flexibility there. Literally anybody in PokeMMO can use a shiny Teddiursa effectively. Next up, the Skuntank or Stunky catch event on Sunday, the 1st of March at 1 p.m. ET. It's going to be at Route 214 in Sinnoh. These catch events are during the event, so you want to ask yourself, is it worth to do these for me, or should I skip out them and focus on making the Pokeyen from the event? We're going to check the prices. I haven't checked Mysterious Cherish Balls and stuff like that in a few days. I took yesterday mostly. I think I didn't play Pokemon almost at all yesterday, so I'm excited to recheck and see what's going on. Stunky is at +8, Houndour at +3, Mothim at 0, and Girafarig at 0. There is a shiny Stunky up for grabs. This is a shiny raid Pokemon, shiny PVM Pokemon with access to Assurance and Sucker Punch and a unique typing of Poison and Dark, plus 500 RP for all placements, more evenly spread out all around. Next up, we have a little trade corner post. I love the trade corner. A lot of trading used to be done in PokeMMO on the trade corner. It's not really needed nowadays because nowadays we have a GTL. Prior to the GTL being added, which was in like 2014, 2015, if I recall correctly, I played the game before the GTL was ever even added to the game. And you would have to use the trade corner and trade chat, way more word of mouth in terms of trading. Nowadays, the trade corner is mostly used. Now, don't get me wrong, the GTL is so much better. I'm like reminiscing on nostalgia, but having the GTL in the game is much better. I have a lot of love in my heart for trade corner shops, but the GTL is so much more convenient. I would not change it for the world. But this guy is selling a Kyu Hat, looking for offers. It's been a weird thing to see. A lot of old vanities, a lot of old investments and big old vanities in the game have gone down tremendously in price over the past bit. We saw the first Kyu Hat being listed on the GTL in years and years. We finally saw a Kyu Hat on the GTL because the Kyu Hat was so expensive that it was over 2 billion Pokeyen. And I believe the cash stack in PokeMMO is similar to the cash stack in old school RuneScape, where it's like 2.174 or whatever it is, due to like some sort of code related thing. So people are now looking to sell their Kyu Hats, like either on the GTL or just trying to see what people are willing to pay for them. This is one of the big 3 vanities. Back in the day, there was the Kyu Hat, the Desu Lab Coat, and the Electric Storm. And those were like kind of the first 3 big vanities added to the game, which are all worth usually billions and billions of Pokeyen. So it's cool to see one up for sale. Good luck to this guy on selling his Kyu Hat. All right, that is our little news stuff. Let's now jump over to the achievement showcase. What's up, Iron? How you doing? Over to the achievement showcase, we have Amethyst, who got his 2nd ever OT shiny in PokeMMO, a shiny Tentacruel, while XP training his shiny Shroomish. So also his first shiny being a shiny Shroomish, and then just getting into second one while XP training is so cool to see, man. Also 20,000 encounters deep after his first shiny is pretty sick, man. So congrats to Amethyst. If you don't know, guys, this is the achievement showcase where I show off from simple achievements to large ones to crazy ones to lifetime achievements to all sorts of things. I don't care what it is. The weirder and nicher, the better. The more new players sharing their achievements, the better. The more veterans. I love showing off all types of achievements in the achievement showcase. You can find the achievement showcase chat over in my Discord under Patrouski content. I believe there's a chat called the achievement showcase, and the more you guys post there, the better for everyone. Hopefully it inspires you guys to have some goals, meet some new players, while also flexing your own achievements along the way. Next up, we've got UF Gator. I love this kind. I see these like sentences a lot as well. Been playing Pokemon since I was 7 years old, and I've never been able to catch a shiny Pokemon. 23 years later, I'm able to snap my dry streak and get my first ever shiny Pokemon. I wish I would have found PokeMMO years ago. It is one of the most heartwarming stories. I'm really lucky that I found PokeMMO when I was like 15 or like pretty young. I was just Googling. I used to Google like Pokemon MMO, Pokemon MOBA, Pokemon FPS, Call of Duty MMO. I would just Google like games that I liked plus other genres. That's how I found Pokemon Tower Defense so early on back in the day. I would just Google things. That was back when like Google was still like free. We just sit there and Google stuff and see what exists in the world, you know, just silly little teenage boy stuff, right? But just congrats to Gator, man. He was able to get, this is a 68,000 encounter shunt, by the way. This was not a undeserved lucky. This was a very deserved, very like really solid dry streak for a first shunt as well. 68,000 encounters for your first shiny. You more than earned it, Gator, and I hope you have some good luck streaks along the way, man. Congratulations to you. And I want to say welcome to PokeMMO. I almost wrote down like, oh, a newer player finds a shiny at 68k dry. Dude, he has like 530 hours. That's the weird thing with PokeMMO. Dude will have 530 hours getting his first shiny, and that's like about average, right? But he's not a newer player. He's just a grinder, and he finally got rewarded. So congratulations to you once again, Gator. Next up, we don't get to show off enough achievement stuff. I thought this was fucking cool. This is really cool. We don't see enough setups. I would love to do some setup memes for PokeMMO players. This comes from BRHDTT, who showed off his Ditto farming setup. He looks like he plays on like 5 accounts at once, which is fucking gaming. And he Ditto farms for his entire team and sells like a bunch of Dittos to his teammates at a discount. This is backbone of PokeMMO type shit, dude. I know there's a lot of like controversy and people get mad about alt accounts right now, and feel free to have whatever opinion you want. Some people blame alt account players on the economy. My like quick analogy for that is, would you blame someone working 2 jobs for inflation? That's my, like, in my opinion, no, I wouldn't blame you. You have to fix the system, not the people. I wouldn't blame someone putting in more effort and grinding and working hard to catch more Dittos. And I don't want to see any of that, you know, in my comments. Pretty please be respectful, share your opinions respectfully. That's all I ask, right? This is sick. I think this is fucking awesome. He's got the fucking N64 on the top right. He's got the Wii with the GameCube and the wireless GameCube fucking controller plug up there. He's got the I think the playmat he has on the left side is some sort of, looks like Pokemon TCG champion playmat. This is a sick setup, man. I thought it was a sick setup and super cool to see. I think someone showing that off was really beautiful. It was really cool to me, in my opinion. So it was cool to see. Anyways, next up, Harold went on a bit of a wet streak in PokeMMO after double dry streak. You can see here he went 71,000 encounters dry for a shiny Duskull into 40,000 encounters dry for a shiny Meowth, and then he went 1 2 3 4, let's count the second part as well, 5 6 7 8 shinies in a row under odds. And importantly, he got a Venipede at 12,000 encounters, a Ponyta at 14,000, a Trico at 1,600, and then a Charmander at 78. So doing the dry streak on the Duskull and the Meowth, Giga Brain into the wet streak on Trico and Charmander is very smart of him. Very genius decision for him to choose to go dry. It's obviously, you know, Keck W. Choose to go dry the time swipe hordes, guys, and go wet on the eggs. Very smart strategy here from Harold. But dude, it's sick to see. Like, it's so fucking cool to see. He goes on 7,000 encounters for a Litwick, 17k for a Magmar, 13k for a Snover, and then 20k for a Boulder. Congrats to you, man. Appreciate the wet streaks when you have them, because the dry streaks will always come. They will always return. Really, really good progress. That is Harold is once again, man. Congratulations to you. Next up, we have Sonder, who got 3 single encounter shinies in one day over at Pinwheel Forest, which ended up letting him get his 50th OT shiny. Number one, getting 3 shinies in one day is crazy. One of my greatest achievements in Pokemon history was getting 3 shinies in one day, and that was time swipe hordes. This guy did it via single encounters, and then it also perfectly got him to 50. Like, this is fucking beautiful. This is so perfectly timed and aligned, Sonder, man. Congratulations to you, man. Double Sawaddle into 1 Cottony, and you can see I love his beautiful. It's really cool to see someone's shiny hunting history in one box like this. It's a beautiful thing, man. Look at all of these. The secret shiny Storopy with particle effect, the Bagon down there, the double Sawaddle, you see the Steelix level 65, Frostlass, Donphan, Swablu, Jumpluff. You see a lot of really cool Pokemon in here. Haunter, Dunsparce I love, Vulpix a fan favorite. A lot of cool shinies here, man, that tell a very, very long story. I'm guessing, like, I can't imagine like how many friends he's, you know, he screamed like, oh, I got a shiny, how many Discord calls, how many team chats come along with a collection like this. 50 OT shinies is super impressive, man. Congratulations to you, Sonder. And then next up, the final achievement showcase. This is from Izze. Caught my first Swarm shiny yesterday, one of my top 3 starters. It's basically usable for double Typhlosion, double Blastoise, Gym Strats. Absolutely blessed. This guy was 34,000 encounters, 2,600 hours of playtime, and he said that he's been checking swarms almost the entire time. It's something that he's prioritized a lot, is shiny checking swarms specifically, and he said that he checks about 80 to 90% of the swarms that he is online for. He goes and he purposefully shiny checks. I think shit like this is really impressive. Like, I don't shiny check enough swarms. I think in my brain, I'm like, you know what, the odds of one coming out shiny is so low, I just can't, it's not really worth my time, blah blah blah. And then I see someone like this who consistently checks them for years and for thousands of hours, and I'm like, dude, that's amazing. You deserve that. It's so cool. And it makes me motivate. Stuff like that makes me motivated. I love seeing others achieve things in PokeMMO should motivate you, in my opinion. It gets you hyped up. It lets you see it's possible. Anything's possible in PokeMMO when you put your mind to it. If you have the blood, sweat, and tears, it's not easy. Nothing in PokeMMO is easy. Absolutely nothing is easy. But anything is possible if you have the time and effort and mentality to push for it. That's our stream recap intro, fellas. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'm sure the chat will have a bunch of good questions today. Let's go ahead and jump into things. If you enjoyed today's content, you're very kind. If you enjoyed today's content, like the video, dislike if not, subscribe, follow on Twitch, all that jazz. Let's go ahead and actually jump into some gameplay. Pat, did you see how mysterious Pokeballs 2024 Skyrocket today? Let's see the quote-unquote Skyrocket. Sometimes this is very true. Let's see. I would say like 20% in one. Okay, you were not joking when you said Skyrocket. Wow. Plus 90% over the past 7 days. Holy, that is quite a Skyrocket, man. You're not wrong. That's and it's not even this year's, it's the previous years. Also, these are up a little bit, 10%, 11% or so. Dude, I've talked about, I love Mysterious Balls as investments. I think Mysterious Balls are the safest investments you can make right now in PokeMMO. The greatest qualm, or the biggest thing with them, is just like figuring out where the bottom out price is during the events. Also playing the game during the events. Like, I think if you invest in Mysterious Cherish Balls outside of events, it's really hard to, you may not do as well. But what else? The other thing with like Mysterious Balls, you don't need to invest in Mysterious Balls in the event, or like in the event that they come out, if that makes sense. Like, I'm a big fan of investing in old sealed product or old investments if the prices correlate, like if people panic sell. I did a really in-depth investment guide for this event, which I don't normally do always. I don't do that every single event or every single year, so check that out if you're interested. What's happening with Lucky Reds? Interesting. Anyways, so I'm getting so distracted today. Origin outfit is like super up, it seems like. That's interesting. Well, kind of. How's the Origin hair doing? I was feeling pretty good about that one. This is like long term. That makes okay, long term. This is kind of crazy actually. I'm excited. I'm curious to see how many of the 139. There's a fair bit on the GTL. It's a lot of stock actually. Anyways, I'm a big fan. Like, so for example, I've invested in Mysterious Great Ball 2023s so many times. I've talked about this item so often goes up to like 70, 80k. It's, in my opinion, one of the best Mysterious Balls ever printed, ever created. A 1 in 4,000 shiny rate on a Mysterious Great Ball. This was so good. The later ones had to get nerfed, right? This is 1 in 6k. This is 1 in 6,500. Like, this was the first. They were still learning Mysterious Balls and how good they should be. And in my opinion, I think this is like one of the best Mysterious Balls in terms of the species that are in it as well. Also, to be fair, I'm also biased. I'm invested heavily into this item. So please, I'm not trying to, like, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just sharing my honest opinions and honest feelings. It's not financial advice. It's my honest opinions and honest feelings, right? I'm a big fan of 2023 greats. Yeah, I feel like I've been able to, these have dropped so many times. These will spike up to like 70k, 80k, and then sometimes people will panic sell them. They'll drop down to 45k. I have bought so many. I've rebought, I've sold and rebought into this investment so many times. I've made so much free Pokeyen off investing into 2023 Mysterious Great Balls. I'm a big fan of, if an event starts and you see old event items drop 20%, you know, drop 40%, drop a huge percentage, I'm a big fan of buying the dip. Buying the dip has almost never done me wrong in PokeMMO, but that's my personal experience. And there's a great, I mean, right now there's an interesting question of like, while old vanities are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, should you buy or not? And there's so much money tied up in that. It's hard to give any. I wouldn't touch it. It's so risky. Like, should you buy a Kyu Hat now that they're 2 bill and they could go back to like 4? That I have no fucking idea. That's out of, I'm not rich enough to be talking about billions of Pokeyen, okay? I'm worth, my main account is probably worth a good like 800 mil. Like, that's probably my net worth on the main account. Even I can't deal in billions yet, boys. That is next level Pokeyen, you know, Pokemon wealth, PokeMMO wealth. Someone said, Patrouski, why is the Shadow Skull the only cheap ultra rare? Did the Flaming Skulls come out around the same time or something? Interesting question. No. So we have the, okay, number one, you have the Flaming Skull. Let's see if there's it on the GTL. So these are the 20s. These are the OG 2016. Very old, one of the more expensive entities in the game, 1.4 billion Pokeyen. Yes, that price is correct, right? You have those, and then you have the Flaming Demon Skull and the Blue Flaming Demon Skull. And these are honestly cheap. I'm surprised how cheap they are nowadays. 1 mil for the Flaming one, and then 1.6 for the Blue Flaming. It's honestly kind of shocking to see, but fair enough, I guess. Just supply and demand at work, right? I think these are kind of cheap because, number one, the skull, I think the skull helmet is like 150k. It's like super cheap, and I also think it's quite cool. Oh, you mentioned the Shadow Skull, right? So there's another good example of like, there's the Flaming Skulls are ultra rares. The Shadow Skull is an ultra rare that's cheap. Or sorry, oh my god, I'm speaking so incorrectly today, my apologies. The Flaming Skulls are RP items. Those were just gift shop items, right? The Flaming Skulls, these are RP items from the gift shop, okay, released in October 2024. And then you have the Shadow, we have so many skull things. Then you have the Shadow Skull helmet, which released alongside the normal skull helmet. And this was only, you know, is only 500k. It's pretty cheap these days for an ultra rare, right? There are other ultra rares that are cheap though. This came out at the same time as the Shadow Bone Club, if I recall. And the Bone Club is a much more coveted item for a couple reasons. Number one, the glove slot is just much rarer in PokeMMO. There are much fewer viable glove slot options versus the hat slot, one of the most overcrowded slots in the entire game. And it's like you know, it's really hard to compete. You can only wear one hat at a time, right? This is competing with so many lesser items, right? And then but you also have the there are other ultra rares that are cheap. Good examples being the Psychic Training Helmet. From keep in mind, my favorite event of all time in PokeMMO. I love this helmet. I love this event. It's not doing well. It's 700k for an ultra rare from PokeMMO's 10th anniversary event. They also talked about wanting to do an anniversary event every summer once this event came, and they never did it. They only just did this once. There was only ever the 10th year anniversary, which also introduced alphas. The 10th year anniversary event is also where alpha starter Pokemon came from: Alpha Charmanders, Alpha Venusaurs, and Alpha Blastoises. So like, there's a lot of history and lore tied into like how Affinities release. Some ultra rares do just end up cheap, and it's obviously all just supply and demand. But how they get there is the interesting story, I guess. Great question. Hopefully that answered a little bit, but I'm definitely rambling a fair bit today. Yeah, I've talked about this a fair bit, but I love talking about Pokemon history and how interesting things, and like I lived through a lot of these events, so I remember it, right? Well, vaguely. My memory's not very good, but someone's asked about like the 2023 Lunar New Year event. The 2023 Lunar New Year event was one of those infamous events because it was the first time we ever saw a mythical Pokemon added to the game to be permanently ownable. Same thing with mythical, legendary, all that stuff is like insane, right? We had never seen Shaymin, and 2020 was the first time we ever saw that. And in that event, we also saw the White Rabbit plush, which was the ultra rare from the event, which people grinded way less of the Abundant Shrine because people were figuring out raids and figuring out how to get Shaymin. Like that, like Shaymin was the priority, not farming Abundant Shrine. So because of that, way less people farmed Abundant Shrine, way less supply came into the game of Lucky Reds 2023, as well as just less people opened them. And that's why you have the White Rabbit plush. Now it's 60 million Pokeyen. It's a cute vanity. It was one of the, there's so many factors. It's a very cute vanity. It was, I believe, the first vanity that was cute guy on top of your head archetype, which now we have a lot of. And it was during the time where there was the first ever mythical Pokemon released into PokeMMO, so it's kind of ignored. Same exact thing happened with the green Unity Cape. This was an RP item, so this cost 4 million Pokeyen at one point about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, you could buy this from the gift shop for 1,000 to 2,000 RP, whatever it cost. Nowadays, it is 78 million Pokeyen because everybody ignored it. Because everybody was busy doing Shaymin, everybody ignored that vanity. Also, a lot of people, I thought the vanity looked ass. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But nowadays, there is a die-hard fan base for the green, and there's two different ones. There's the green and red Unity Cape, both of which are ludicrously expensive. Once again, these were vanities you could straight up just buy from the gift shop for 1,000 to 2,000 RP, and now they're 55 and 78 mil respectively. That's insane. That's a crazy hike over the years, you know? Another interesting story from the Lunar New Year event 2023, which had very, very, like, abnormal things for an event. Patrouski, do you think there's any Pokemon / abilities you could see being useful for raids in the future that aren't currently used? Notch. Yeah. So like, I mean, I've been a big fan of like, just like offensive typing Mons that haven't really been used yet. Good example is like, we haven't really seen a raid. Maybe Virizion changed this, to be fair. I don't really know. We haven't really seen a raid need like a ton of flying offense. And I think as soon as a raid comes out where you need to use like flying offensive Mons, I think things like Swellow, I think things like Staraptor, there's a lot of like fast and hard hitting flying type attackers that could be really interesting in raids that aren't used right now at all. But all we need is like one raid that's like 4 times weak to flying, that also potentially resists fire. The problem is the Sun team is just really good. The problem is, yeah, also, fuck, someone said, what about just Rain Hurricane? Yeah, the problem is, why would you not? Yeah, it's tough. But even that, you don't see a whole lot of, usually it's like rain plus spamming water type spam. We haven't really seen too many, I don't think. But maybe that's, I don't know the Virizion strats, to be fair, once again. Virizion might have changed that, right? Yeah, flying is a great attacking type, and we haven't really seen it shine yet in raids, is my TLDR answer. Is Haunter and NU still doing stuff? I think that's one of my favorite. Dude, yes. This is giving me like 2013 nostalgia, man. Haunter is currently at a there's very few games played because because people have been busy this month not playing PvP, playing like if you're playing PvP, you're playing the randoms mode. But 5% usage, 48% win rate. Eviolite Haunter. It's been a really good check it's a rapid spin check, right? For like Hitmontop and stuff. It's like weirdly well positioned in the meta game. So Ghastly, back in 2013, Ghastly was an NU threat. That's like how low. And like Abra and Ghastly would get played in NU. Haunter and Kadabra would get played in UU, and then Alakazam and Gengar would get played in OU. That's like how weird and like, I guess, systematic like 2013 PokeMMO was. Okay, somebody asked what my favorite clip was on my channel. I can't really pick my favorite clip. Like, I recommend just recording your PokeMMO journey. Everybody should record their journey. This is not just because I'm a YouTuber, but I think just like having your journey is like a really beautiful, really cool thing to be able to look back at in the future. And there's so much progress, so much time we put into PokeMMO. You should catalog your journey at least a little bit, right? One of my favorite underrated clips is the clip from my shiny speedrun from scratch. This was 4 years ago. I was doing a challenge called speedrunning to a shiny Pokemon from scratch, where I would make a new account. I would speedrun enough into the storyline to be able to do time swipe hordes, and then I would shiny hunt until I got a shiny. And it took like 2 different attempts, and I have to do it all in one run, and I'd have to reset every time. It was really, really intense. This was a very, very the first attempt was like 10 or 12 hours long, and I got nothing. I had to reset, just delete the account, and just start from scratch. Like, it was a really cool challenge. I really liked this a lot, and I got pretty lucky on it, as you can see on my second attempt. And what's so like, this was a shiny for a challenge, and it was called by a viewer. And this was back, like, nowadays people come in my chat sometimes and type like, okay, shiny and this many encounters. This was back when I was so small and stuff, like nobody predicted shiny. This was like legitimately one of, if not the first time someone in chat ever tried to predict a shiny in my PokeMMO journey, and they got it. So let's just watch and this is from Albondi, who was just a viewer back then, like a new PokeMMO player, who is now like a Team Mr. member and like one of the best shiny hunters in the entire game. So a great example of someone like going from like new player to blossoming up to like veteran and expert, right?
Oh, here we go. Our first 1,000 for the hunt. Nice.
It was 4 years ago.
A nice clean 1K.
Probably like 22, 23 years old.
Oh, yes!
The Albondi typed in chat like, you'll get a shiny in 3, 2, 1.
Get a shiny in 3 and oh, yes! Yes, yes, yes!
Then I clapped like a seal, did some snapping for some reason.
Oh my god! 105! Oh, I can't believe it! 105! DNA, you called it! DNA, you called it! Yes!
It was Albondi who called it.
Being so loud. I'm so sorry.
If I recall correctly.
Oh my god! Oh my god! And the time.
I didn't pause the timer.
Minutes.
I did not pause the timer correctly.
Oh my god!
This was like a really cool like speed run, really unique challenge, and then someone like called the shine at the same time. It was really fucking cool, man. I just realized someone asked, I assume mounts are the most expensive cosmetic, and I said like, no, not really. And I think it's like some of them are like valuable, but like I think every mount has been an RP item, and I just realized that. Let's do cosmetics, bicycles. I don't know if there's been a mount that was like a rare drop from sealed product, or like I would love a mount being a reward from what's it called? I would love mounts as a reward from beating raids. I think that would be a really cool, like a rare chance that like similar to like, I think I'm not super familiar with World of Warcraft, but in World of Warcraft you have like a small like 5% chance or a small chance to get a mount drop upon defeating a raid. I think that would be really interesting in PokeMMO, and could also encourage the refighting of certain raids. I think mounts being tied to that could be really interesting, but so far, yeah, mounts have only really been RP items. So there are like some mounts that are kind of like Lucky Reds or 9 mil, but even that was like you just bought with RP. Like all of these have been RP or gift shop in some way. I don't think there's been a mount. Yeah, I really don't think there's been a single mount that was like from a sealed product or like rare in some way. When that eventually happens, that mount could be really, really interesting as an investment. I would keep an eye out for that. Okay, that is really interesting. Oh, that would be actually insane if it works like that. Rework came in and said, hey Pat, I came in a week ago talking about my double Ampharos raid glitch. For those who don't know, if you did the Ampharos raid before, there was a giant like Amazon web servers crash about a week ago during the event. And if you did the Ampharos raid prior to that crash, you could actually do it again and get 2 Ampharoses, as well as, I didn't even think about this, as well as 2 dying dead flowers, according to Rework. So he said, I have 1 more dying flower than I should. Would I be able to make the bouquet 1 raid earlier than normal? I don't know. That would be insane if, because their servers, the PokeMMO servers and like the whole internet crashed, if people can go to the Shaymin raid like before the 12th raid is even out, the next raid releasing, that would be really crazy. I don't know. That would be really, really, really insane. I'm excited to see how that works. Thank you for giving me the heads up. Now I'm really interested. That's really, really interesting. I've got an obligatory mention of shiny Shaymin chance, guys. If you do a Shaymin encounter this year, if you can afford it, please pop shiny charm and pop donor status. Shiny Shaymin, or Shaymin rather, is the only Pokemon that, I guess, to be fair, now we have like to be fair, now we just got access to Terrakion, Virizion, Cobalt. We don't have shinies for those, so like technically, but like shiny Shaymin is the Pokemon in PokeMMO that has existed for the longest that still does not have a shiny version of it. We have a shiny of like every other Pokemon in the game. Well, normally that'd be true. They did literally just add these past events: Virizion, Terrakion, Cobalion, Cresselia. So like this bit Meloetta, like it's probably not true anymore right now. Keep that in mind. But like generally, Shaymin is, but those will come. Like you can do the Virizion, Terrakion, Cobalion raid on alt accounts year round, blah blah blah. Shaymin's once a year. Shaymin, you have one chance, one encounter once a year. No one has ever gotten one in PokeMMO. It's still, in my opinion, Shaymin is like the most sought after shiny in the game right now because it would be the first one. We've got to see a first Shaymin this year. It's been in the game going on its 3rd year. It's not confirmed, not shiny locked, and still no one's gotten one. Feels insane. Yeah, to rephrase it in a different way, Shaymin was literally the first ever permanently ownable legendary / mythical Pokemon in PokeMMO, and it's also the only one without a shiny that's been in the game for longer than like 6 months or whatever. That's insane. Like it was literally the first one added, and there's still no shiny of it. It's actually mathematically super interesting. Wait, actually, dude, I don't have enough time for all this PvP. Shadow, are you serious? Shadow just said that the horse plush, that's important for the economy as well. Wow, horse plush just became a PvP reward. Oh my goodness, that matters for the economy. The prices on these might fall. If you have one, I might sell it. It's up to you, obviously. That's really important for Iron Men. Oh, dude, I would love to go for this, but I don't know if I have I'm so short on time, dude. That's really interesting, though. Good shout, man. Good shout. That is really interesting. Oh, I don't know what to do with that information. It's really good information. I don't know what to do with it. Alrighty, fellas, I've been really enjoying these longer streams, man. I hope you guys have been as well. The Excadrill raid did just drop for anybody interested. It just came out when you're seeing this stream. It's probably been out for a second, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I hope you found something interesting. You learned something new about the event. If you ever have any questions about the event, there's always videos, as well as you could come ask me in my live streams, usually Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET on Twitch. You can follow me on, or subscribe to me on YouTube for daily videos. I do upload every single day. Discord's down below if you want to go above and beyond and support the content financially. YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal and Venmo do help out a lot. But for now, I will see you guys later. Have a great day. For now, bye. Peace, Reno. Bye. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here. I wanted to take this second to say thank you so much for watching the entire video. It is thanks to people like you I'm able to make the content that I do, as well as everybody whose name is listed here. That's it for me. Have a fantastic day.